Hello and welcome back to another video on Wrestle Debate and to another edition of NXT Out of 10. And yeah, it's a big show today. It's the first one, of course, since Vengeance Day, so we've got all of the fallout from that. We've got Bailey on the show hosting a special episode of Ding Dong Hello, so that'd be good. And yeah, lots going on. And we started this week's episode off with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams making fun of Apollo Crews. Hayes was about to say that there was one superstar left for him to beat, but JD McDonough showed up and challenged Melo to a match, which he got later on tonight. And yeah, of course, two of the best wrestlers in NXT, that'd be good. But a good promo from Carmelo Hayes. Guess he had to go through that one obstacle, which he subsequently did, of course, and then going to get to Braun Breaker. But yeah, it's clear the direction we're going in, and yeah, very much looking forward to that. Kiana James was then Fallon Henry were then backstage arguing about whether they deserved to win the title or not. Henry said they cheated and should give Carter and Chance a rematch. So yeah, still liking the dynamics, even though they're the Chad Chance, still liking the dynamics. But Grayson Waller yelled at Shawn Michaels in a media call after Vengeance Day, leading to a storyline suspension. But it's time for Sol Rooker versus Zoe Stark. Stark had the early advantage, but Rooker countered an X Factor and sent Stark outside. Rooker got some kicks on the outside before heading back in, where Zoe got a big clothesline and a near fall. After some back and forth, Stark got a crescent kick before and sent Rooker into the apron before Sol tried for a splash. Stark got her knees up and came back with a big suplex for the W. And yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I mean, like a solid episode of a solid match. Stark getting the win. I mean, there were some hiccups there, but Stark attacking Rooker after the match and hitting an atomic drum before Rooker fought her back and bring her down afterwards. Kind of leads to more storyline directions out there. So yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 for me. Decent match, right winner for me, but yeah, still leaves the story open. Dabba Kato was in action against Dante Chen, but before that, Henry and James were still arguing. Pretty Deadly showed up to the arena, blaming Chase U for the loss. And yeah, they weren't in a great state. But anyway, Dakota Kai and then Dabba Kato, took on Dante Chen. Kato landed a big chop on Chen and left a big mark on his chest. Kato lifted Chen and carried him around the ring before dropping him on the mat. Chen came back with a pump kick before going for a dive and taking a chop instead. Kato got some bill strikes before getting a sit-out chokeslam for the win. And yeah, kind of just a match to reintroduce Dabba Kato. I did that well, made him look like a beast, so 6 out of 10. Isla Dawn then took on Tatum Paxley. Dawn started off strong, got a meteor early on before stomping on Paxley's neck. Paxley came back with some strikes and a lawbreaker before getting some elbows and a big boot. Paxley dodged a clothesline and got a crossbody, but was caught with an inverted facelock area before Isla got the win. And yeah, to be honest, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. The match wasn't bad or anything like that, but I just feel like we could be doing more with Isla Dawn ever since she had her storyline with Alba Fire. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we've done too much with her, to be honest. And Tatum Paxley, yeah, not a lot going on with her either. So yeah, to me, may feel a bit harsh, but kind of just felt a bit like a nothing match, really. But it's time for Carmelo Hayes versus JD McDonough next. And the match began evenly before Melo got a big slam and sent JD outside. JD locked in a submission move before Melo came back with a skeet slam but took Elijah Bomb. Dragunov showed up mid-match and took out Trick Williams with an uppercut. Melo was stunned and used the distraction to get in the inside cradle to pick up the win. Ilya went after JD after the match and jotted an elbow, but McDonough ran away before he could get the torpedo Masaiko. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. This was good stuff. Great match, obviously, between two of the best wrestlers on the NXT brand. Hayes getting a win, so he's firmly cemented himself as number one contender. And Dragunov v McDonough feud coming up. And yeah, we've seen matches they've had in the past being bloody great. And I imagine we'll get even more. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. 7 out of 10. Thea Hale and Tiffany Stratton then had an encounter backstage before Ava Rain showed up and dragged her away, abducting her, which was weird, but there we go. Fallon Henry debated whether to confront Jensen about James' mystery phone call, but decided to hold back before he got Lyra Valkyria versus Valentina Fedos. Lyra got some big kicks as early on before Fedos landed her with a throw. Lyra got a fall away stand before Elektra showed up at ringside during the match and offered to help Feros by tossing her brass knucks. Wendy Chu yelled at her not to use the weapon, but Feros went for it. The destruction slowed her down and Valkyria got a few good kicks before Feros could use the weapon and pick up the W. And yeah, this gets a 6 out. Actually, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. The match wasn't bad or anything like that. But yeah, to be honest, it's just a storyline I'm not getting into, to be honest. So yeah, on that grounds, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It is close, but yeah, to be honest, kind of like the earlier women's match as well, I just didn't have much feelings towards this, to be honest. Next up on NXT, Wesley was backstage and for a video and how he defended his title before Tony D'Angelo and Stacks showed up asking for compensation for helping beat Dijak. Lee said he would never ask for their help, but added he will hold an open challenge soon and one of them could answer it, and that led to Stacks versus Odyssey Jones. Jones got the first big takedown off a lariat and took Stacks into the corner before tossing him across the ring. Jones was pounding away at Stacks in the ring before the latter caught on and dropped Odyssey on the ropes. Jones got back in control and tossed Stacks around some more before getting a splash in the corner out the ring. Jones hit a lariat but was taken down when he got back in the ring. Stacks got some big strikes before picking up the win on the bigger guy. And yeah, I know Stacks is a big guy and all of that, but to be honest, I feel like they should be doing more with Odyssey Jones. Stacks is kind of his Tony D's sidekick. Maybe they're building up through a championship match against Wesley, but still, I kind of feel like they should have protected Odyssey Jones a bit more here. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Chase U then took on Pretty Deadly on NXT. Hudson was in control early on and sent Prince outside before Wilson came in and took a beating as well. Andre tugged in and got a near fall off an elbow drop before Wilson yelled, "What's the point?" and tried to flee the match. Deadly somehow came back off a double team move, but Hudson tagged back in and took Wilson down once more and hit some massive stuns. Hudson was sent outside and into the steel sets before Chase came in and got the Chase U kicks. Hudson and Thea Hale had some sort of issue at ringside and Hale was yelling. Chase was distracted and it allowed Deadly to pick up the split milk before getting the win. And Jeremy, maybe it seems that Hale's out on the way out of Chase U before Hudson, which would be a bit of a surprise. But yeah, interested to see where it goes. Pretty Deadly with a win. But yeah, it kind of feels like Chase U's coming towards their end date now. And yeah, I'm intrigued to see which way it goes now. Definitely adds more options. So yeah, get 6 out of 10 from me. Next up on NXT, Roxanne Perez was backstage and said she would be teaming up with Miko Sakanora to face Katana and Kaden next week. So great to see Miko on proper NXT. Yeah, that's going to be great. Bayley was out next and called out Toxic Attraction for her show Ding Dong. Hello, the duo were backstage bickering off the bat and blamed each other for their loss and stuff. They made fun of each other before realising that no one else likes them and they are perfect together. They decided to have one more run of the goal together and tease challenging Damage Control for the women's tag titles. The two hugged and the show was about to end when JC attacked and kicked her down with the latter crying on the floor as the show went off air. And yeah, to be honest, this wasn't surprising. I don't think anyone found it surprising. But yeah, I thought they did it in a really good way now. And Toxic Attraction is no more. Kind of felt like the right time of everything that's happened with Mandy. But yeah, in cheatsy direction. But yeah, very good segment. But overall this week, NXT gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought NXT was pretty good this week. Obviously, we had the segment in the end with Toxic Attraction breaking up. All the fallout from VengeanceDay I thought was pretty well done, and some solid match on the card as well. Maybe we thought we'd get more with Apollo Crews and Dabba Kato, but except for that, yeah, solid show, 6 out of 10 from me. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, let us thoughts, comments down below, follow the show for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to know, greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.